Hey folks, this is Editor Zach. We're picking up where we left off at the end of last video. I had just come out of a storm drain and I was about to walk down Diamond Village River. Get ready folks and enjoy.
Now what? These long pants sort of saved me down there. They made my knees feel a lot better when I was crawling, but they're starting to get a bit warm. So I might end up taking them off and just wearing the shorts I got under them. But here I am in the river now. Feet are in water. We're gonna start walking. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it better. All right, sort of picking my way down along the rocks to get into the main bit of this river. Got a little waterfall here. This would be a nice place if you like doing like riding or meditation. Oh, it's a pretty strong bridge. Yeah, I wouldn't mind using this as a bridge. Wouldn't want to walk across it with too much stuff though. So, we're here in the river. We got waterfalls. It's pretty. We got the big bridge up there. And we are going to keep walking. This seems a bit deeper than I remember it being. But that might be because I'm here during the day and not at night. Ooh, cool. This thing, I first thought it was sort of like a pine tree, but this is actually an old rusted pipe. You got water coming out of it into this deeper pool. And I'm going to see if I could step across here. Oh, it's always fun. So I don't see any fish down here, but I assume the water is safe to walk through. I don't really have any open cuts on my feet that I can see. So hopefully I won't get sick from this. But this is not rock. This is very hard clay right now. So this is why it's eroding down over time. I think that in 50 years, this river will be maybe a few feet deeper. Maybe a bit less than that. I know they have lots of issues with silting in some rivers. Like the rivers pick up all the sand and rock and sediment and carry it down, and that could clog up dams and other structures. But oh, I just found something. Go turn the camera around, show it off. Down here, you can see some raccoon tracks. They also have 5 toes like we do. They could use all their little toes and fingers. Raccoons, I've known a couple of people who kept them as pets before. If you raise them from babies with some cats, they will act like cats, but they are a lot smarter, a lot more capable. They could use their fingers as fingers. They could open doors and stuff. So think twice before you get one as a pet. All right. And there's a lot of concrete down here. I'd love to hear the story of how this place came into existence. I guess there's just a lot of rock and limestone under UF, and they decided to put some concrete down here too. Just like a dump site. And it's turned into this cool little ravine, river system thing. It's quite fun to walk through, though. I would advise wearing either waterproof boots or hiking sandals if your feet are not used to stepping on, just rocks. Mine are used to it. It's all right with me. But they are quite tough on your feet, these things. All right, we're back on dry land. I just almost slipped over because this is not all rock. A lot of this is clay, and when clay is wet, the way clay works is it's lots of very, very small particles. Like sand has some of the largest particles of any soil. So that's why you see them, you can pick them up, they're coarse, they're annoying. Clay has very, very small particles, so that's why it's smooth, it's sort of like slimy and slippery. But an issue with clay is that it's hard for water to pass through it. That's why I use clay to make ceramic things like mugs. So after a lot of rain, or when there's pipes draining water out here, the water will sort of sit on top of the clay. And I'm going to walk this way because I see some little tadpoles. Oh, you can't really see it through the shine. But underwater here in these little paths are some minnows and tadpoles. So you probably got fish, small fish and frogs out here. Passing under this big old tree. Oh, sort of just ends there. I want to check that out. That looks cool. Yep, looks like the tree fell down at some point, and you could use it as a bridge to get up there. But it just ends here. You got the core of the tree inside there decaying. And let's keep going. We got a little like chute or a flume that's carrying the water through here. And you have some weird, you can't see it. Let me pull it out. Oh, it's just a bottle. I thought it was some sort of weird metal thing. Has one of these styrax leaves on it. Styrax or maybe a maple. I forget my dendrology. So this is quite cool, to me at least. The water has carved a passage here through the clay. It sort of accelerates. I guess that's part of how you get rapids in rivers. Lots of water going through a narrow chute. And down here, oh, holy shit. I might need to take these pants off and tie them around my neck or something. Then haul my shorts up too. This water is at least 2 or 3 feet deep. It goes out into like a little lagoon, then beaches. You got all these cool trees going up on the side. I'm going to back up so you can see it better. There's a lot of erosion here. This is actually a special kind of ecosystem called, not riverine. It has a special name, but you're not allowed to cut down trees within 10 feet or 20 feet of this because all these tree roots are holding back the soil. That way when it rains, all this dirt is not coming off in the rain and going into the river. The trees sort of hold it in. So, in a lot of countries that don't have proper forestry education, they will harvest trees from next to rivers. The trees die, the roots die, then the next rainfall event will carry all that soil into the river and sort of fill it up. And you're left with, you're left without water. Then people get thirsty. So one of the big things that they're doing to make like sort of a positive cycle is they are digging big ditches that can fill with water and planting trees. That way the trees hold water, they hold the soil in place, and you start getting more forests and rivers again. All right, I am sort of on the slope here. I'm trying to get down. Gotta hold on to a lot of roots. There is, ooh. I've passed by that 3 foot deep water because my legs are barely 3 feet long. I don't want to soak my crotch in this water. No idea what's really in it. Okay, we're back on dry land. And I was saying earlier, I think I started and so I got distracted. This reminds me of the scene in Jurassic Park, the second one, Lost World, where that guy is running from the little tiny dinosaurs, the compies, and he sort of ends up in a river, a rocky river system like this, and they're like jumping on his back and knocking him down before they eventually tire him out and start eating him. This river system reminds me of the same sort of thing. Just a good thing they're not dinosaurs or big lizards down here. Oh, got a big frog or fish though. Just saw it go under the rocks. But when I was overseas, actually, we had in Malaysia and Indonesia, we did have some pretty big lizards. Now, there is an island in Indonesia called Komodo, and that's where you get Komodo dragons, which are like 10-foot long dinosaur-looking lizards. Not like alligators. These are actually very active. They will chase down prey, kill water buffaloes and stuff. Dangerous to people. I never went there. That's sort of a trip, like an expensive trip you can only do on private tours. But you also get monitor lizards, which we now have in the Everglades as invasives. But these are a few feet long. They just look like very big, like lizards, like 10 times the size of a normal lizard. And you just see them walking around on the land. They're not dangerous, except to like cats and dogs maybe. And you see these and think, wow, it's just massive lizards here, and people just think it's normal. So I assume people think the same thing when they come to Florida and see alligators. Just, what, you people think this is normal? That's like a massive man-eating lizard. Every country sort of has its own unique animals that they get used to, and outsiders come in and look at them like, oh, that's crazy. They're like, no, this is every day. All right, it's a bit slippery here, so I'm going to turn off the camera and keep going. We have another sort of weird area. Looks like there's some get up on the beach here. Looks like there's some concrete barricades, some big old pipes going around. And this probably comes out behind one of the towers. You got all these root systems, and this would be a cool place to live if you were like a cat or like some sort of weird lizard or something. It's a very interesting area. Lots of like layers to it. All right, I'm going to actually turn off the camera. I gotta pee, and this seems like the perfect place. Going back into the river now. It's a bit, it's breaking under me. And I might actually go up on the shore here because that water is deep and very rocky. Now I could walk along this little bridge. Okay, seems stable. This is very hard wood. I wouldn't want to have to cut this with an axe or a chainsaw. And I don't have the best balance. of all the people I've met. But this is not that bad. I'm hoping someone watching this video will sort of do the same thing, take the same path. And, oh, I almost fell off there. Hoping someone else will take the same path. It's fun making these, oh, that's slippery. It's fun making these exploring videos around UF because I know there's 40 or 50,000 students at UF. And someone must be interested in all the weird parts of campus. And with this, well, there's still a bit of searching they have to do, but they'll know where to find them and what they can expect, like safety-wise and what clothing to wear wise. All right, I'm gonna go up and look at that weird little rock thing. I'll see you in a second. All right, there's a cool looking little river that way. We're coming up on this pipe. So let's see. Oh, it's slippery and very sharp. Let's see what we can find up here. All right, you have sort of a stack of like concrete, not stanchions, I don't know what they're called, concrete barricades. And this very slimy, leafy little pipe. I'm gonna get out my flashlight right now, shine it down there. Can't see much down there, but it's too small to climb in anyways. That's maybe 1.5 foot across. So we're gonna keep going down this little riverway. All right, I found something really cool. You have a little run down here, but then I have no idea how deep that goes. I don't even have a rope with me. I could have tied like a stone to the end of the rope and dropped it down just to see how many feet deep that is. No, not really a good way to improvise here. I'm actually going to look around for a vine right now and or a big stick. This is a good one. I'm going to take that stick it down there and see how much of it's wet so I know how many feet deep that is. If it is really deep, I'm not putting my head underwater to explore it. I am not a diver. I used to be able to hold my breath for a couple minutes now, maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute at best. I'm not risking that. But I will come back later with a friend who is a diver if that is especially deep. All right, let's get this stick. I'm going to turn off the camera. I need 2 hands for this. And folks, this will probably be like the 3rd video on my channel, and you will see the little InShot logo at the bottom. I am still, I haven't decided if I want to just outright buy that editing thing and then the logo will go away. But it seems to be working fine. I've already got a GoPro, so I'm just filming these on my phone camera because it's my first few videos. I want to use software and hardware I understand. After I get used to this, I'll start filming on GoPro. Then I could sort of strap it to my shoulder or forehead, and you'll be able to see some more of the actual action, like action where I need 2 hands to do something, like pull a big stick up and stick it down in the water. So look forward to that if you are following the channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, whatever it is. Not a huge YouTube person myself these days, but I always used to like watching the old gaming videos and the urban exploring videos, like the guys in Eastern Europe who go into the old like nuclear bunkers and stuff. So I want to end up with a channel sort of like that. Old travel stories, new travel experiences, and just adventures. I hope we all end up having a cool journey together, exploring. So I'm going to turn the camera around and see how deep that cave is. And fortunately, there's no one else out here, because if they saw me dressed like this with my pants all rolled up, they might be asking some questions and not the ones I want to answer. So I'm going to put that stick down there. Alrighty, this water is cold and slimy and sharp. You got these weird little holes in the rock there. Probably, I don't know, flies live inside them. But I'm going to I'll make my way towards this big cave looking thing and stick my stick in there. Here we go. I'm putting it down. The stick's maybe 7 feet long. And oh, I'm touching bottom. I'm touching bottom. All right, that went the whole length of the stick. It's wet up to the tip, so that's maybe 7 feet deep. Okay, it's hit the bottom in the middle of it too. So that's just like a 7, maybe 6, 7, 8 foot crevasse in the rock, which would be, oh, it's underwater now. Oh, it's going a bit deeper. I hope I don't drop my phone in here. This phone has been dropped into one river already, but it was only a couple feet deep. I got it out within a few seconds. No damage. This phone's meant to be waterproof, but you never can trust them when they say waterproof. They always say water resistant, not technically proof. All right. I'm going to leave the stick down there. Nope, it's coming back out. You got a cool little crevasse here. I have a friend who has some diving equipment. I may see if they are amenable to coming out here with me. Till then, let's keep walking down this little river. And I'm realizing now I should have brought my water filter. I'm not carrying my bottle, obviously. It's 2 liters. Oh, there's a spider on my hands. 2 liters. It's a bit heavy for carrying that and the phone in the other hand. I wouldn't have hands for like doing stuff, you know. But if I brought my water filter, I could have drank out of this river through it. I sort of trust the filter. Never got sick after drinking through it. But this is not trustworthy water. I'm not going to drink out of it without a filter. I did that once in Israel. I got dysentery. So I'll not repeat that mistake. You drink out of a river, does not matter how clear it looks. There are animals pooping in the river. In my case, it was a cow somewhere upstream. Israel had lots of wild cows, or free cows, just out of the fields. Pooped in the river. A week later, I got dysentery. And it's not an experience anyone needs to have. So take the right gear when you are traveling and make sure you're not too lazy to use it. The rocks here are a lot sharper than the other ones because the water is less moving, I guess. They haven't been eroded down. So it's a bit tough on the feet. I wouldn't want to do this if my feet weren't toughened up already. So wear sandals, flip-flops, hiking sandals, anything. Probably better than boots. They always told me, the hikers, the more experienced ones than me, I mean, they say a pound of weight on your foot is like 5 pounds on your back. So a 1 or 2 pound pair of boots is like carrying an extra 10 pounds. Because, I'm on a rock. It's like slipping around here, sliding around, rocking. It's rocking back and forth like rocks do. But every time you lift your foot and it has a boot or a heavy thing on it, you're lifting that weight every time you take a step. So that's a lot more trouble than just having your feet bare or your feet in lightweight sandals. I originally started hiking in Israel with boots. Actually, the same boots that Drake wore in that song, You Call Me on Your Cell Phone, whatever it was. And very quickly I came across a sort of water system. No rocks, but it was about 3 feet deep. And let me turn the camera around for this. I took the boots off. I bought a pair of hiking sandals in a bazaar in Tel Aviv. I did not negotiate the price at all. He said 100 shekels, which is like 33 bucks. I was just like, okay, sold. I forgot you're supposed to, I can't say that phrase. Yeah, I forgot you're supposed to lower their price a little bit. So I put on my little backup hiking sandals. They're like Tevas or Keens or whatever, some off-brand. Actually the best ones I've ever worn because they had a double strap on the top. I never stopped wearing hiking sandals after that because they give you all the foot support you need. They make it so that if you step on a rough surface, you are not hurting your foot, and your foot can breathe in them. You wear hiking boots all day, we'll still get ant bites here. You wear those all day, and your socks will smell disgusting, your feet will smell disgusting. You wear hiking sandals, you don't need socks, your feet will smell like sun and dirt, and that's it. They don't sweat, it's excellent. You get weird tan lines on your foot, but if you're hiking long distance and it's not freezing cold, I would highly recommend you get a pair of hiking sandals. All right, let's keep going. It's peaceful out here. If I was still a student here doing homework or writing essays, this would be a nice place to do it. I always used to go to the Florida Museum and sit in the butterfly rainforest while I was writing things. But you could probably get out here if you wanted to. I'm going to get out at the end next to the medical buildings. And here's the terrain I'm on, and let's keep going. So one of the cool things about UF campus is a lot of it's made out of bricks. And there are old buildings that have been taken down or construction stuff that's gotten lost. You get a lot of bricks and half bricks laying around everywhere. So in my first year at school, this will be its own sort of video, I think, but I ended up building a little fire pit out in the woods that we would use for bonfires. And I just found all the bricks I needed in the woods to make a little ring around the pit. So it's cool having your construction materials nearby. Like I found bricks, I found these cinder blocks to use to support wooden benches out there. There's like a whole setup. But that's going to be the next video, I think. So, I might just film it now. I'm barefoot. but I am in the right area. So in a few minutes, I'll start filming that one. All right, we're really at the end of it now. I could get out here if I wanted to. Go actually poke my head up and see what part of campus this is. We are next to, I forget the name of this road. We're right near Museum Road. There's construction going on here. I probably could come out in the construction site, but you'll see there's a lot of trash. In the riparian areas, that is the word for within 10 or 20 feet of a river, riparian. You always get these slopes, and trash always ends up here because rainwater will wash trash down the slopes. So you have all these bottles and bits of plastic and foil, and all of that will end up in the river, into our storm drains, and in our drinking water. Sounds completely dystopian, but scientists now say that rainwater, like rain that falls out of the sky, is not safe to drink. It has too many microplastics in it, which is terrifying. A lot of the meat we eat, a lot of our own bodies, the fatty tissue that stores toxins is full of microplastics. So plastic bags were put into use actually to reduce the amount of paper bags we used, but that has completely backfired on us. We now have plastic pollution absolutely everywhere. And the worst place I ever saw that, I mean, India had some bad pollution in its rivers and everywhere else, but Bali, there was, I'm falling down. There was a mangrove swamp I walked through in Bali, and you could not see the water, you just saw trash everywhere. But I saw a video about 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, and it was the same exact place in Bali, and another traveler who had a bit more money than me and maybe more connections saw the same ecosystem, the same mangrove swamp full of trash. He organized an effort to clean, He organized an effort to clean it up, and now it's going back towards being a great ecosystem. I wish we could do that here too. You look, there's trash. This is like a first world country, right? We should be able to clean up our own garbage. We should not walk through rivers and see cans and bottles everywhere. All right, we're almost at the end. Let me get to the end and stop rambling about travel stories. This is what I mean though. There's I don't know what that is, like a crock, the bottom of a crock, tennis balls, bottles. I'm trying to get over this summer grapevine, this big vine here. And this is the water I should not be walking in, because this is where trash has gotten into it. And there's probably lots of nasty stuff here. Spider webs. Yeah, the water gets very deep here. I may end up getting out at that building up there and go walk up this way. There is sharp stuff in the water, bits of metal and nasty stuff. I don't want that piercing my foot. I'm adventurous, but I'm not completely stupid. All right, I'm back in the light of day. Came out sort of near the medical area now. Oh, I better adjust my pants so people don't see this and wonder what sort of weird Swiss Family Robinson person's walking around. Right, we are in the medical area now, and I think that will be the end of this video. If you want to go down to that storm drain or go along the ravine, make sure you wear the right clothing. Bring an extra flashlight so you can have your hands free. You bring like a headlamp, and look for a little treat I left inside there. And bring your own, replace it, keep the chain going. And other than that, folks, have fun. Peace.